goodness of God. Okay, this is Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in Latin. The goodness of God. Starr Radio UK. The commercial break, and I'll bring you Mr. Lion McCoy.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go from Employee to Entrepreneur, and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business, but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Sunday PM on Starr Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
This is Starr Radio. Hey.
Welcome back to the program. Caribbean radio station in London. As I did announce, this afternoon is at 1:30. Program is going to be taking place. BB Clemens, BB Main Business. I'll tell you more there about what's going to be discussing this afternoon. However, for now, I've got with me my brother, co-presenter, Mr. Lion McCoy in our North London studios, who is all ready on all cylinders, and I hope you're also ready to receive it and also share your thoughts with us. So let me say, Yomi, good morning to you.
Well, very good morning to you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Good morning to all our listeners. Good morning to all our viewers, and welcome once again to the morning edition. It is a beautiful number. It is 8-8, so that means it is the 8th day of the month of August, and it seems that the year is already gone, even though we still have, up to a few more months before the end of the year. But we're grateful we're still alive, and as much as we say, let us continue to be grateful wherever you are, as they will say, what God cannot do does not exist.
Okay, what God cannot do does not exist. But when God is happy to do, and the people are just doing everything away and start praying upon Him, say, God, we are praying, you come and help us again. God said, I've brought you the help already. Then what do the people do? Are we crazy or something? Oh, we don't know. So maybe people are thinking in a good way, and we out there are just thinking differently. But let's pick it from this point, interestingly, because I was looking at that story before we come to what you have put there. The Senate have decided to drop the El-Rufai, Denaldi, and Oketete. Was it a shock to you, or what exactly? How did you feel?
Well, who is El-Rufai is what we should first, say to our listeners, especially we have many Africans that are, not conversant with what is happening in Nigeria when it comes to each politician. He's a 63 years old man that has been a governor of Kaduna State for 2 terms. Nasir Ahmed El-Rufai, CON, is a Nigerian politician who also served, like I said, as the governor of Kaduna State from 2015 to 2023. Is a backbone of the Northerners as well. And that literally means that El-Rufai played a very, very key role when it comes to the emergency of the President Muhammadu Buhari and now also Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We know that it has been a lot of issue with him being a governor. And one of those is, one of his videos that came out not too long, stating clearly that there will never be a Christian governor in Kaduna State. And the question now is, why is the Senate stopping this man? That's the picture there that the engineers have put out there, stopping El-Rufai. What could be the reason behind it? Let us await security report. Check confirms Wike, Keyamo, Alake, Tunji Ojo, Peter, Fagbemu, and other 38 others. But it seems that after 7 days of the screening, the Senate has actually confirmed 45 out of the 48 ministerial nominees presented by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, those who were denied confirmation yesterday over security report or pending security checks, maybe they might still be given that opportunity. This man known as El Rufai. Nasser El Rufai has been in the limelight when it comes to insecurity, and it seems as a former governor, the immunity is no longer on him, and it seems that some senators are concerned making him a minister under the 16th president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
So what can he do? Is that going to be an appeal or maybe?
Well, he will have to wait, until the security clearance, confirms him. He would definitely have to wait, and he has to wait. Not just him alone. He also have the former deputy governor of Taraba State, Senator Abubakar Danladi, and Stella Okoteti from Delta State. These three had petitioned against their nominations, and that is why they've been put on hold. So 45 have been screened, even though there was a rowdy session yesterday during the screening of Festus Keyamo. But it seems that things are still going according to plan with the Ninth Senate. And then many Nigerians are going to be asking, how are they going to quickly put this economy back in space, and also so many other sectors that we have been discussing, as Nigeria is now fully ready for President Bola Tinubu cabinet to kickstart and roll up their sleeves, because many Nigerians are crying day and night.
Well, they're crying day and night. They heard it, are they hearing it, or are they just like, let's get on with our lives and let's see what happens? But we want to post a comment for this too. So it's all right if I get enough landed to this. I'm actually in the South Sudan, and we are bringing you based from Nigeria. Now, the federal government has reviewed its contempt suit against labor. So that is a good move by them, because we're talking about the fact that you want to go into this negotiation with me. You want to tell me, oh, you know what, stop the strike. But he said, well, you've broken a court rule, and therefore we are going to make sure we throw you back into jail. I will want my people to be going on strike like no man's business. But it looks like the federal government has done it wise to, okay, let's discontinue that, and then we can go into talking. What has happened there, John?
Well, I did listen to some of the what the Labour, president said yesterday during an engagement in Nigeria, and I'll see if I can get the audio track of that for just about a few minutes, so that we can have the gauge and the perspective of what they're saying. But this morning, as you've said, it seems that the federal government is literally reviewing whether it is what a court contempt against the labor, especially when the country is going through a lot of situation, as we know right now. So what do we know so far from these headline that is coming this morning between the Nigerian labor and the presidency as well? It seems there has now been a review from the federal government, the Ministry of Justice, because we don't have yet someone in that position. But it seems that the Ministry of Justice have now come back to say maybe we should just put on hold for now when it comes to pushing the labor into where there will be a court case against them. Remember, we've been talking about this for a few days now. But like I said, many Nigerians are asking whether the government is listening. Maybe this is part of the listening government that many people have been waiting for, or maybe not. But what I can say this morning, the federal government of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has come up to review part of what is meant to be the discussion between the Labour Party and the court case. This is what the engagement last night with the leader of the Labour Party, the Nigerian Labour Congress.
On the restructured negotiating team, especially the government team, who has it and those that will lead the government team. That one is still pending. However, rising from our next meeting, we decided to take further action on the vexatious position of the Industrial Court and the Ministry of Justice through the Solicitor General that they are sending us letters about contempt, and then the neck of the NLC rose up, giving up to 14th of August for them to withdraw such a summon for contempt or face industrial action, real industrial action. But equally this afternoon, the Minister of Justice through the Solicitor General of the Federation sent a letter to us withdrawing that charge. So far, so good. That's where we are.
Well, so far so good. That is where they are. So that means that a letter has been communicated to them, and that also will stop what we call the next protest that was meant to be happening on the 14th of this month. Starr Radio UK, finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. I'll come back again to you in the studio, Mr. Archie.
Okay, but is the government ready to meet their needs? I mean, because we're looking at the fuel subsidy that was removed and the impact that it was having on the workers. What has the government said about that? Is it still going on? We are not going to do anything about it. We are waiting for the oil refinery in the United States.
Port Harcourt, yeah. Well, I mean, the question was asked, how are they going to checkmate, the government's promises when it comes to, the issue of what they were already on the table. But Joe Ajaro, the NLC president, like I said, disclosed, that the protest has been suspended after the intervention of the National Assembly and the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, adding that between that time and now, one or two issues have actually played out. The next issue would then be, how to make workers to get to work, the subsidy. 6 months, we know that Bola Tinubu, the president, assured them that the Port Harcourt refinery will be back up and running as quickly as possible. Maybe we should listen to part of the discussion again, and I'll come back again to you in the studio.
NLC and TUC, and we met with him, and we used that opportunity to, send it direct to Mr. President, our feelings, on almost all the issues that took there. On the issue of what the government is calling minimum wage, we were able to clarify, Mr. President, and situate our demand from the context of, wage award. And Mr. President got it, and we agreed on it, in the first instance, that it should be wage award, and it should be, be done urgently, while the issue of minimum wage will be due for review.
Well, urgently, you had it there, review. How quick all these will come in place in practical, we will have to wait and see. But it seems already that there is a kind of a slowdown of the court contempt between the government and the Nigerian Labour Congress as we speak this morning.
Well, listeners, some good news there. But my question is, if you are a government worker or belong to this labor or the TUC, do you feel satisfied, or is it because you were threatening that your leaders are going to be thrown into jail, and therefore you think that, well, that is okay for us, or you think that no, you still have to stand your ground and fight for force? Because there are some states that when the minimum wage is even increased, they find themselves not being able to pay, and then they find themselves wanting as well. So what is all that about? But we're talking about that later on. Let your comments be heard. Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Now, I know a project that has gone on in Nigeria, between Nigeria and Niger, and that has cost Nigeria lots of money. I mean, it was going to be a very good transport means that will move goods from both sides. But it looks like most of what is happening now, there's a store, and apparent information coming to say that there are a lot of trucks. About 1,000 trucks that have been trapped there because of the border closure and stuff like that. Yami, how is it impacting Nigeria, Niger railway project?
Well, Niger, many questions have been raised. When Rotimi Amechi, the transport minister, and they were building this rail track going to Niger, and many Nigerians were saying, what is the benefit of these investments in Niger, but it seems that the former president Muhammadu Buhari knows much better than many of us. And the reason for such a project was for economic reasons. And many Nigerians are now asking again, now that there is a coup in Niger, and this coup has now trapped 1,000 trucks, the Nigerian Niger mega rail project is now threatening. Over 1,000 trucks cannot move into the border of Niger and cannot come back to Nigeria. And the question is, how do we manage this crisis? Niger seems to be saying, so far so good, they are not backing down. We know also that Algeria have rejected military intervention, as the ECOWAS leaders will be meeting again in the next 48 hours on Thursday precisely. The Nigeria-Niger Republic Railway project may now be at risk after the rupture of diplomatic ties between Nigeria and Niger following the July 26 coup, which President Mohamed Bazoum was ousted from the office by the military officer led by General Abdurrahman Ticheni. This came as over 1,000 trucks conveying goods worth of over 350 million naira to Nigeria. Other West African nations have remained trapped at the borders over a week following the closure of the respective gateway to the two neighboring countries. The federal government and the Nigerian junta had ordered the immediate closure of all land borders, and there's now extra security drafted between those two borders.
But interestingly, because Niger is a landlocked country, so we know that they would have been using that this railway as a means of moving things from the port. So if they import things, they come to via the ports in Nigeria, they'll be able to move that way, which would have been economically somehow good. But somebody would say the impact, is it going to make us rich there? Are we going to enjoy whatever? Or is it because Buhari had a very soft heart for the Nigerians, which we're not very sure whether he hails from Niger or not. But with a coup. Wasn't it yesterday that we heard that the borders were open? Or was it Sunday or over the weekend? So why didn't those trucks move in? Or is it only?
Well, I mean, we've seen now. I did monitor also this one of the assistant secretary of the U.S. We're going to talk about that in just about a few minutes. And she got to the J. It seems that they are giving clearance to certain aircraft, but in terms of the land border, it seems everything is on a complete total lockdown. So that is the reason why the trucks are not moving. Let's talk about a little bit about these rail trucks and what is the value between Nigeria and the Niger, the cost of it. We know that this was put together in 2021 when the federal government revealed that its plan to construct 284-kilometer rail line to Niger Republic. Then the former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, told us that the cost of the country is about $2 billion and will be funded by Nigeria through loans from external resources, or sources rather. Earlier in March, the former President Muhammadu Buhari administration agreed to release an additional 454 billion naira in the public fund to continue the construction of the Kano-Niger Railway and Capital Project. We know that the northern part of Nigeria has the border. We talked about it yesterday. There's about many borders that is linking from the north. Remember that we told you about the 5 governors that visited Tinubu over the weekend as well. So it may be because of the 55% of the Hausa living in Niger will benefit, and maybe it will open more doors. This is the reason why almost $2 billion where Nigeria will fund this project. But it seems the project, as we speak right now, is on ground. The sum will also include 510 million naira from the purchases of 4 customized fire service, search and rescue vans for the seaport in Port Harcourt, Lagos Port. But it seems that the 248-kilometer rail line will connect Kano to other cities such as Kazuri in Bauchi State, Daura and Machi in Katsina State, It will also link to Jigawa and the border town of Jibia before terminating in Marida in Niger Republic, where trade and agricultural hub will be taking place. So it seems maybe it's because of the agricultural, hub. That is the reason why the former president Muhammadu Buhari gave the go-ahead for the $2 billion project funded by Nigeria to Niger.
Okay, we are listening to what you said. That's a good move by the former president. And I know there is cool, we know that things will settle after some time. But now that everyone is saying that, look, we blocked you, we are sanctioning you, we are coming to attack you, then what's the point? So let's go to that one. Now we know that the president, Bola Tinubu, did, on behalf of everyone, threatened the junta in Niger that give you a week. The week has elapsed. Now they are going to have a meeting on Thursday, but we have other countries who are saying, stop it, don't do it. So what is the next move?
Well, Thursday is just 48 hours, and then we'll probably know what is going to be the next move. But according to the report yesterday, where a top U.S. official traveled to Niger, held talks with the junta, but not allowed to see the ouster, disposed President Mohamed Bazoum, and also the co-leader as well. What do we know? According to Reuters, the U.S. State Department, acting on number 2, traveled to Niger, held talks on the Monday with the senior officials from the country's junta, which has seized the power, but made no progress in meeting she described as very difficult. The U.S. Acting Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland was in Yemen, she told reporters in a call, met with Musa Salom Bamo, the self-proclaimed defense chief of staff of Niger junta, and 3 other colonels supporting him. But he was unable to see the real top gun that she wanted to see. Washington offered ways to restore democratic order, Nuland have said. It seems now that the Sunday expiration of the 7 days ultimatum by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and ECOWAS is now about 48 hours, and it seems already that we'll have to wait another 48 hours to see what is going to be the outcome. The Senate in Nigeria has not given all clear for Tinubu to go ahead when it comes to the attack from Nigerian perspective. But what is going to happen on Thursday will determine the next waves of what we're expecting. But for right now, trade has been cut out. And as we said earlier, the rail track is already trapped. That means $2 billion of Nigerian money that we don't have, money that probably maybe from the Abacha loan that Abacha stolen wealth of up to $5 billion. It seems already the problem is still not going as much as President Tinubu would have loved it to go. And from what we are told, maybe this week, there might be a notice given to the 3 political parties about the outcome of the Presidential Election Tribunal.
An interesting one. My listeners to Starr Radio, your favorite Caribbean radio station in London. I came from Nigeria with Mr. Lamiko in our Love London studio, and we're here in the South City. So let's see what happens on Thursday. Maybe Nigerians are looking at it and look, it was about 2 billion. Let people go out their democracy, or let's invade them and let's have our money's worth of whatever we invested there. Now we know. And you know, money, good morning to you. It's a good morning to everyone, and good morning to your time for sharing as well. We wanted to share as many people as possible. Okay, then. Now, we have the president who has now come out to say that, you know what? Atiku wants his hand on my university records, and I'm not going to allow it. Now, Yomi, if I say, Yomi, now we want to go do something, Yomi, can you bring me a copy of your certificate? You have been to that university, you have got that certificate, so you can forward it. So why is Atiku crazy about that, Yomi?
Well, Nigeria is a country where the politicians never tell you how they got those certificates, but sometimes we know those certificates are either legit or not. But it seems that the headline that Atiku is doing everything to bring to the minds of Nigerians that the president have some result that we need to cross-check. Bola Tinubu files motion to block the United States of America court from releasing his Chicago University record to Atiku Abubakar. The Nigerian president argued his academic records should not be released because they fall under a 1974 previous law for American students. I think the reason for, this is what I'm thinking. It seems that whatever name Tinubu was using as at the time will be revealed, and it seems that names has been changed. Whether the names were changed in a good reason or not, but Atiku is still not yet satisfied, and that is why Bola Tinubu is also pushing some of his legal team in America to monitor as many other cases that might be around the world, so that nobody brings anything that would destabilize him. Document that has been obtained show that Mr. Abubakar on August 2nd approached the state district from the Northern District of Illinois to issue a subpoena for Chicago State University to release Mr. Tinubu's school record, citing long-standing controversies around Nigerian president background, where journalist David Odoye obtained records that show Bola Tinubu that attended Chicago University in the 70s, guess what, was a female.
Anything can happen. You might not know.
So we need to cross-check whether it was actually a female that attended that university or a male, but it seems that Tinubu doesn't want us to know whether there has been a transgender or there's been some kind of changes. But we know that, like I always say, Nigeria is a country full of, you just need to listen to the screening there during the ministerial screening, and you can just laugh it off and say, this country has wahala that can never end anytime soon, because the politicians, like I was saying this morning, are not worried about the economy. They're not worried about the security, the standard of living. Abacha took out $5 billion. And I looked at what Formula One made in revenue, which employed thousands, if not millions of people around the world due to the movement of these events from countries to country. They actually made $2.6 billion. So one person moved a resources wealth out of the country, while another is making effort to provide jobs opportunity. And as we continue to say, do we have the right standard of people to be our politicians, or do we just see them as mini gods that are there to continue to subjugate, marginalize many Nigerians in different parts of the country?
Good morning to you. The former president of Washington did make a statement that, wow, all the older politicians should be cleared up and get some younger people to come and do it. That's why he was opting for Fitzroy and all that. But what do you think? To the court side, the tribunal come out this week to come and rule and say that, you know what? Yeah, there should be a rerun. Is Nigeria going to be stabilized, or are we going to see a coup like what is happening in Nigeria? Come out. The issue is, are people being served? Are citizens getting value for money for every tax and every sweat that they are sweating? Or some people are just making themselves very rich, getting an extension when it comes to their belt, and others have not even got the tummy because they are so squeezed. Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, the favorite of Caribbean radio station in London. We'll go to your money for the rest of the story. Come back to you.
Thank you so much. And let's pick up some of the other news headline coming out of Nigeria this morning. Former Character Commission officer admit taking bribes, and he has also indicted the chairman. So many corruption going on every day in Nigeria. And this has been going on, for the last 60 years. And it seems that many Nigerians continue to ask, how do we stop this corruption? We can't stop the corruption when the institution itself are all corrupt. I remember David Cameron say Nigeria is fantastically corrupt country, yet Buhari say, well, maybe you should return some of the money in the country, and then we will be able to start having dialogue. There was a mild drama on Monday when a former integrated payroll and personnel information system desk officer at the Federal Character Commission Aruna Kolo, accused of collecting bribes from job seekers in exchange for employment, owned up to the allegation. This was just as he admitted to have received over 75 million naira from desperate job seekers on the instructions of the chairman of the FCC, which is the Federal Character Commission. Not done, Kolo claimed that the FCC boss instructed him to transfer the money to his own personal account and pay her in cash, which he did a couple of times in her house. Kolo made the revelation at the ongoing investigative hearing at the House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee investigating the federal ministries, departments, agencies, parastatals, tertiary institutions on mismanagement of the IPPIS. The ex-IPPI desk officer told the lawmakers that he resigned from the FCC just after November 2022 to join another Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, but ended up getting salary twice, both from FCC and the new job in the same government. And that is why we keep saying, how many real workers do we have as against how many ghost workers operating in Nigeria? And that is why some say Nigeria is just as a country that is full of deceit. And this is also affecting many Nigerians outside as well. Disco PSN urges government to fix the healthcare infrastructure. Again, infrastructure, healthcare is one of the biggest threats when it comes to humanity. And the WHO have stated that Nigerians will not live past 52 years old because of the health reason and other standard of living. And as I was listening to the United Nations briefing yesterday, where next month they'll be talking about the SDG goals. The Nigerian have assured the United Nations that the SDG goal will be completed by 2030. That will be just a year before Bola Tinubu. That is if he gets the second mandate, if otherwise. The question is, can we really look into the healthcare when governors, politicians are running out? Even the ex-president and the current president have been taking medical treatment outside Nigeria. The Pharmacy Society Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter, has called on the government at the federal and the state level to give more attention to the various infrastructure in the healthcare, saying that its priority are in the public interest. In a statement jointly signed by the chairman, Oyekunle Babayemi, and the secretary, Tosin Adeyemi, the body said the infrastructure deficit in the health sector needed to be tackled. And the picture that you're looking right behind me is not a photo shoot. These are part of the healthcare that is given to Nigerians every blessed day across the 36 states. We're going to go straight to the social media at 41 minutes past 11 this morning, 8. Yeah.
Where is the mattress on those?
Well, the mattresses are gone. So if you're going to be in this clinic, you either have to bring yours or you just lay a kind of a, what we call, wrapper on it, and then you get the treatment. This is not a joke. This is what the healthcare system looks like in Nigeria. And I'm not talking about just outside the very buoyant city, even Lagos State, as we saw last week, Monday, where a doctor finishing her housemanship in under 2 weeks died for a lift that had been complained since 2018. And the wife of the governor said it was a spiritual attack. We go straight to the social media where the conversation comes up. Simon Ekpa, the government in exile of the Biafra, sit-at-home update, second phase of the 2-week sit-at-home. Again, Imo resident comply with Ekpa sit-at-home as more people continue to monitor the situation in the southeast. African Confidential at Bumi Speaks is responding to Ademola Demola rather. She put it out, or he put it out. Education is a cultural. That is why China teaches their kids in Chinese. Japan teaches their kids in Japanese. France teaches their kids in French language. The Arab teaches their kids in Arabic. An average educated African cannot even speak his own native language, yet he thinks he's educated. And the response from Bumi_speaks, Africa Confidential, especially Nigerians. They are the ones quick to make fun of their own people for being unable to speak the language of their colonizer. A good command of colonizer language, English, is a thing of status in Nigeria. Ignorant, arrogant, miseducated bunch. And as I speak to you right now, just coming in, the ISIS militant in Sahel region and West Africa has now sworn allegiance to a new caliphate leadership, Abdul Asa Ahimi al-Kashi, who was recently appointed after the former leader was killed by the U.S. military. So it seems that ISIS is still building up, and they are building up in a way that there is now concern. Let's see if we can give you this image. Again, these are not Photoshop. These are images captured of these, terrorists that is not just disturbing West Africa. They are making much headways, and that is also some of the concern. So what you're looking right in that images are the foot soldiers of ISIS moving in and out of different parts of West Africa, most especially using the motorcycle that have been brought in brand new due to the terrorism, money extortion, the killings, and so many times invading the barracks of different countries. A caller, like I said over the weekend, told us that they've also invaded many times the military barracks in Niger Republic, or Republic of Niger rather, where there's a current crisis. So on the last note, going back again to what is trending on the social media, more people are responding to why the Victoria Nolan could not get even a weight of the U.S. into the Niger Republic, as we say. Once again, this is Star Radio UK, the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Morakinyo at Morakinyo_Larry also responding to a news headline, only restructuring will save Nigeria, says Ohanize. Well, it seems that restructuring is late. Disintegration is the solution. This is coming from a Twitter handle at Morakinyo at _Larry. Again, and the identity of a Nigerian army captain that was shot dead by a female soldier has now surfaced. Again, it seems maybe it could be a mental issue or not. We do not know the reason behind why this kind of incident occurred, but we know that many military personnel across the world go through PTSD and so many others as well. Many Nigerians continue to ask about the economy of Nigeria. And as we say, the economy will only work if we have been a country that have industrialized. And as many companies are moving out of Nigeria, it seems that the big guns are also leaving Nigeria for reasons known to them, especially when we talk about the exchange rate that doesn't seem to be favorable to many of them. And that means that many big organizations that we've known in the last 3, 5, 4 decades have now decided to pack out of Nigeria because they can no longer survive in the economy. And I have one audio that we could play, in support of that as well, that came out, when one of the many Nigerians that are now concerned, this is how he made his concern known to us.
Yes, so the company behind Maclean, Sensodyne, and Panadol are leaving Nigeria. They're exiting the country. And it's really sad because they've been in Nigeria for 51 years and now they're leaving. Think about all the people that are going to lose their job as a result of this. Some people are probably be working with them for more than 20 years. So all of a sudden they are going to be jobless. And the reason they give for them ceasing operation is that the foreign exchange has become so shaky, and also that their revenue is really declining. And I mean, it's really so sad. It's really sad. And I mean, I don't know.
Well, he doesn't know. I'm not sure whether you know, Mr. Archie, but as we say, many Nigerians are now asking, how is this government going to revive the economy so that there'll be jobs, there'll be food, and there'll be security, and there'll be standard of living? That is the concern on the lips of many Nigerians this morning. As we say, 130 million Nigerians are still people living under the abject poverty. That means $2 is not available for them in their homes.
A sad one there. But I remember back in the day, I was quite some time when I was a student, I just said Nigeria, and I was talking about the factories that were there, the car plants. I remember Pedro, I remember BW, and they had all those plants, and there were lots of factories. I remember because I was there for a month, and I was traveling from state to state, and then touring the whole place, and it was lovely. But for us now to see a dive down to this extent that we have companies leaving, then that is on another level. Because what are people going to do? People are going to lose their job. What do they do next? But one area that I'm thinking that the government has to address or talk about is the situation that is going on in the southeast. Now, for 2 weeks, can you just imagine the impact on the economy of the whole of Nigeria? Yet, it's like, oh, nothing is happening at all. That means they don't actually care about the citizens.
Well, I believe as that the government is trying to solve one problem, one is still coming out as well. We know that the government came in, maybe there was not any intelligence that Niger will be going into crisis, and the Niger issue now is overloading on Tinubu as we speak right now. Already, there's still people that are not happy of regarding the concluded election. That means that is still on the table. So the issue that is going on in the southeast is being addressed through the southeast governor to the president, especially the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But that doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. But we saw that as the 2 weeks operation of the lockdown, they are now in the second phase. Even if there is any kind of activities, it is not on a full scale because we are seeing, it's not as 100%. But again, people in that region are listening to the government in exile. They were trying to bring back, a letter from Nnamdi Kanu to stop it. Tinubu probably, must have given maybe the DSS to consider Nnamdi Kanu getting a good medical for his health. That was allowed, but that is not stopped the go-ahead of the 2 weeks that is now on the second phase. And you're quite right. A caller spoke to us on Saturday and said, you dare not travel to that region on Monday for your own safety.
It's sad because I'm looking at them. They could release Nnamdi Kanu. He could be under house arrest or something so that he can control his movement at least. And that will restore some peace and stability. And then you know that the economy of that particular area can boom. And that will be doing everything in Nigeria as well. But they don't seem to be doing that. We have the DSS who decide to do whatever they want, whether whoever voted for them or they are the ones who think you have to be president, or I'm not very sure about it. But well, let's start ready. Okay, let me do one. And I know that Yomi will have to do it. But Yomi, before you do.
Well, it's still the Tuesday edition of the morning show. As I'll be behind the scene again. Looking at some of the news, especially as we're monitoring, the Niger and which is the most concern to many Nigerians now. I'm sure Archie will give you any more updates coming from that region. As we're gonna take you straight to other African countries, Nigerian news will come to an end right now on the Star Radio UK network. I'll be back again same time tomorrow, where we'll be looking at some of the more news coming out of Nigeria. But one thing again is, as we say, may Nigeria not happen to us, we're using this opportunity to say to AY the comedian, there was a fire at his building, the whole house. Nobody got killed. But like we always say, accident happened. But the question is, was Lagos State prepared for this kind of incident, especially those living in the Eyebrow area? And on that note, I'll be back again tomorrow. For now, may Nigeria not happen to us.
Thank you very much, Yomi. We'll catch up later. But listeners, that has been Mr. Lightly Fighting for you.
And that is our morning update. Nigeria problem. It's never ending. As they resolve one, another one they resolve. As they resolve one, another one go resolve. Many of you go cry. Cry, baby. Cry, baby. Oh, cry, baby. Oh. One can and we will broadcast. I'm later. And cry, no be me. Now the person where the house go cry. The person where the outside go they enjoy now. So continue to live in denial until it happened to you. It will happen to you. It will happen to me. but Oma ní ọ̀bá. I hope some of you knows that. I've talked about the economy this morning. It will affect you. Yoyoge Moki, good morning. Moki Grandma, Felicia. I know some of you are pained. You want to be in my position in London. Especially those of you that come and talk nonsense. Everyone in my position. Everyone's in London. Or for any visa. British, it is born in. What are you going to do in London? Kí ló fẹ́ lọ ṣe in London. Wọ́n ní kó lọ sí Port Harcourt tó bá ní ó fẹ́ wá wo bí London ṣe rí. Because they don't value us. They don't value you. So at the end of the day, most of you, Nuki our Christina Tolu Alashe, Mr. Sharif. Oh, ní fún yín visa now. Visa tí à ń gbà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà in the 80s. Tó ń bẹ̀ wá. Imagine, wọ́n máa ń bẹ̀ wá ni o. Gbogbo wọn fi jápa nísìn. Ìwọ tó dẹ̀ fi jápa, kí ló ń rí ṣe ní Nàìjíríà? Wá sọ fún mi. Ẹ̀yin ghost. Mo rí ọkàn náà tó ń bú mi lórí TikTok. Only you this man only. Ṣé ń gbọ́rọ̀ dẹ̀? Èmi ti máa wọ kitchen mi nísìn, oúnjẹ kún mi lé mi. I'm sure pé ibi tí wọ́n wà Nàìjíríà nísìn pẹ̀lú empty. Púpọ̀ ní kọ́lá máa ń rí dem máa lọ ń bá empty ẹ̀jà lórí àwọn. I don't know why people don't comment on the comment, especially on Tobani traffic. I want to bring MTN. Bank, you debited me since 2 weeks. You have not paid me back. So, this is most of when wàhálà tí òun ló affect the diaspora tó pọ̀ jù. Ní machine, ní kankan. Ibi tẹ́mi wà níbí báyìí nísìn. Right. Sorry. Mo ní material, mo ní tools. Tí bá fi lọ máa shoot movie. Pé mo fẹ́ máa ṣe skit. Kí ni náà máa lọ ṣe skit ni? Ẹ̀yin wèrè. Ẹ̀yin ṣe skit káàkiri. Sorry. Nínú ilé nìkan. Machine tó wà nínú ilé. So, at the end of the day, àwa ń wo the future tẹ́yìn ò rí mi. Sorry, ẹ̀yin ò rí future, ẹ̀yin very future now. Rí future now, you are stuck in Nigeria. Wọ́n ti bà ayé yín jẹ́ now. Wọ́n ti sọ yín di in tí kò jẹ́ kẹ́ di. You know, how can somebody come? Ó wá ń pèèyàn kan lólè. Can you imagine? Abacha jí 5 billion. Rí yẹn sọ pé olè làbájá. Ó wá pé àwa lé olè. Ṣe rí pé kò make sense. Kò make sense because ní làákàyè. Kò tẹ́ bá ní làákàyè ni. Èmi ni problem Nigeria. Torí mi ṣe Yorùbá nation. Yẹn ló ń dùn ẹ̀yin. Sorry, má bínú. Ẹ má bínú. Ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà. Ibi tẹ́mi wà níbí báyìí nísìn. Bí ṣe jẹ́ journalist nísìn. Mo ti sọ fún yín rí. Jẹ́ lọ mú kíní nínú ìwé tó máa ń send sí wa. Mo ń bọ̀. Torí kíyàn bá wà live, kíyàn má lọ máa show yín ní nǹkan mi tíyàn fi show yín. So mo máa fi wà careful. Torí ẹlòmíì nísìn nǹkan tí mo fi fi wọ̀nyí ló fẹ́ rí. So àbọ̀rọ̀ mi yẹn nísìn. Níbi ṣe wà ní UK as a journalist, mo tún ní access láti gba grant tí bá fẹ́. Mo ní access. Ìwọ wà nílé nísìn, iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe? Gbogbo yín kọ́ lẹ máa ń sọ pé ẹ̀ ń wá equipment tẹ́ fẹ́ fi ṣiṣẹ́. Níbo lẹ ti fẹ́ rí? Ta ló máa fún yín ní equipment náà? Ta ló máa fún yín ní equipment as a farmer? Ẹ máa wá sórí social media pẹ̀lú àwọn tẹ́tẹ́ ń kọ́bọ̀ MTN Terra àti Glo, àwọn network tó gbádùn. Inú ilé mi nísìn, device to connect mọ́ router mi ló ń dún tátátátá níbẹ̀ yẹn nísìn. Device tó wà nínú ilé nísìn. Èmi nìkan nínú tí mo jókòó sí 1 2 3 4 5 kò ní ṣẹ́jú àfi tó bá múná lọ tí mo bá sanwó náà. À ń sọ fún yín pé ń jìyà. Ẹ máa wá sórí social media. Torí pé give away ni àwọn influencer yín máa ń ṣe. Wọ́n ní give away. Kí ló ń jẹ́ give away? Ìwọ ra àwọn ọmọ òyìnbó tó ń ṣe give away. Ibo ló ti rí àwọn ọmọ òyìnbó tó máa ní give away? I mean, wọ́n máa ń ṣe lẹ́ǹkankan. But we're talking about where a country that needs to ẹ gbọ́ Buhari gbé 2 billion ó gbówó yín èèyàn máa lè. mo sọ pé ìpìlẹ̀ máa gbà lẹ́nu tèmi ẹ̀ lè gbàdúrà rárá tó lórí burúkú ló pọ̀ ní gbogbo ní bomb bastard ló pọ̀ ní kò ń ṣàwọn èèyàn gidi mo bá sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn máa lè ẹ̀ máa wá síbí báyìí máa sọ pé èèyàn kan ẹ̀ máa sórí bó ṣe wà báyìí nísìnyí sórí wọ́n bí UK bá dán wò pé ó fẹ́ wá mú mi níbí báyìí àwọn journalist ẹgbẹ́ mi á dìde pé kí ló ṣe sójà lè ní ṣé terrorist ni ó ń pariwo fún Yorùbá nation and so what ìyẹn mo ṣe ń sanwó every month £22 ni mo ń san every month as a member. ẹ rò pé vblog lèmi ẹ rò pé mi jẹ́ àwọn tó ń kọ́ ti fídíò tán lọ́hún máa ń wò lórí YouTube tó fi ń pa owó ni journalist làwà tí mo ní access láti dé number 10 kò síjọ́ tí bá fi lọ síbẹ̀ tí mo ní access látijọ́ tí wọ́n ti wà tó ti ń wo àwọn tó wà náà tó wà ní UK tán náà àwọn ìjẹ́ media èèyàn mélòó ní wọn lórí tó lọ sí number 10 Downing Street kí ló fi lọ ṣe ń bẹ̀ èèyàn mélòó ní ìwọ orí tó lọ síbẹ̀ yóò rò pé àwọn tó ń kọ́ ti fídíò tí gbogbo yín tẹ̀ ń jí fídíò ní fídíò tẹ̀ ń kọ́ tẹ̀ káàkiri tẹ̀ fi make a traffic lórí social media yóò rò pé ẹ̀rọ àǹsọ̀ ni tèmi bá fẹ́ ṣe movie nísìn pé mo fẹ́ lọ shoot movie mo ní device kò dẹ́ ṣẹyọ kan ni mo ní tó pọ̀ nínú ilé ilé lásán bó ṣe wà nísìn mo lè fi lọ shoot film kí n lè tún wá àwọn expert tàjọ máa ṣe mo ní friend mi kan iṣẹ́ tí ẹ̀ tó ń ṣe nìyẹn máa pè mọ́ ibi gbogbo ilẹ̀ gbọ́njọ́ tí mo lọ sí Liverpool Street tí bọ̀bọ̀ kan tí àwọn pé mo ti pè bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn kọ́ mo ti ní ìdẹ̀ ẹ̀rọ ti pé bọ̀bọ̀ kan ní kí n fóun ní gba nọ́mbà mi ẹni tó bá follow mi níjọ́ tí mo lọ Liverpool Street tó ní kí n fóun ní nọ́mbà pé via videographer lòun ẹ̀yin mọṣẹ́ ẹ̀ ní software tẹ́fẹ́ fi ẹ̀ ní system ẹ̀ ní studio wọ́n ti bà ayé yín jẹ́ wọ́n ti threaten ayé yín pa ẹ wá sí bíbá ẹ wá máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí ṣé mi lẹ́ẹ̀kẹ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí ṣé mi ni problem yìí ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ẹ̀ lè ra para sórí ọ̀nà bá wọn lélẹ̀ ṣeré lè máa fi ń ṣe display mi bó ṣe wà display lélẹ̀ ìgbà pé lánàá gbogbo bíbá a clean ẹ̀ gbogbo kọ́tìnì wọ́n ti fọ̀ lánàá gbogbo ó ń smell sí mi lára ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé smelly ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé gbogbo yín tẹ́ máa wá complain lórí social media tẹ́ ń pé àwọn kan ló lè ẹ̀yin tẹ́ pé inú face my face you lẹ́ ń gbé ilé yín ò ṣe rí inú ilé yín ò ṣe rí inú ilé yín kò ṣe rí you are all living like a puppet. Buhari gbé 2 billion ó ní kọ́ lọ́ máa fi ṣe rail project lọ sí Niger ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wà níbẹ̀ wọ́n connect gbogbo wa properly dáadáa. Ó kù díẹ̀ ni àbò tíṣù tó máa fi mẹ́nu ọ̀tọ̀ ni tíṣù tá a máa fi ń ṣe kitchen roll ọ̀tọ̀ lélẹ̀ àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tó bá ń lọ jáde ẹ fi sínú àpò àná ń jìyà tissue paper a lè ṣe tissue paper lélẹ̀ tissue paper tíyàn fi nu ẹnu bówó Nàìjíríà ṣe rí nìyẹn owó Nàìjíríà owó ìyàtẹ̀ gbé dání you are all suffering. Ẹ fi pé Tinubu mo sọ fún yín pé Tinubu ò lè rí kankan ṣe wá akọ máa lá máa bọ̀ bí ilẹ̀kẹ̀ dín ni kò lè rí já kò lè rí ṣe nínú Nàìjíríà tó ti dẹ́ẹ̀dì o níbo ló ti fẹ́ rí ṣe ní ti gbogbo yín lò lélẹ̀ power bank tí náà yín bá ti fẹ́ kú nísìn ẹ bá dẹ̀ ti kọ́mẹ̀ntì náà ẹ máa sá lọ nítorí ẹ lè dúró ẹ lè wo program 4 hours ẹ ní data yẹn níbo ló ti fẹ́ jókòó wo program tèmi ṣe for 4 hours. Àná ń jìyà wọ́n fìyà jẹ yín nílé wọ́n nà yín pa lójoojúmọ́ àwọn olóṣèlú mo rí cousin Davido ọ̀nà fi jẹ chairman bí ó water kò water I don't know mo rí tí Davido ń ké pé yes chairman àwa la ní Ọ̀ṣun state ní sí. I just pity a lot of you anyway so but ẹ má worry ṣẹ́rí tó máa nà yín ó ń súnmọ́ bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ in tó máa nà yín òun lẹ economy Nàìjíríà ẹ rò pé lè bá economy jà no problem mo ti rántí mo ti gbàgbé pé mo nílé ń bẹ mo ti gbàgbé mi ṣe rí nísìnyí mo ti gbàgbé pé mo nílé ń bẹ iPad ó dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ na sunday sáwọn ọmọ tó ń bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ lé káwọn máa lo ilé tí wọn ní ìdẹ̀mọ́ one bastard tẹ́ rówó jẹun ẹ̀tọ́ arówó ra àwa jókòó à ń educate yín sọ fún yín pé ìkà ló ń ṣe fún gbogbo wa, wọ́n ṣìkà fún mi, wọ́n ṣìkà fún wọn, wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ rò pé kò ṣiṣẹ́ ni wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́. Login sórí ẹ̀ nísìn, sorry, ti login nísìn, wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́. What ti báyé produce anything, nothing I produced for 63 years. Ìwọ tó fẹ́ ṣe bábà gan ti báyé ẹ̀ jẹ́. Mo kí blessing _ Camberwell, ó náà pé Camberwell ni àwọn tí operate. Ajá máa búgbá. Ẹ fẹ́ ká máa send owó sí nílé àbí ní gbogbo ìgbà, ẹ̀yàn máa lè. Ẹ fẹ́ ká máa send owó, owó náà ta send títí náà ó ti rẹ everybody outside náà nísìn. Everybody ló ti rẹ báyìí. Suffering every day. Kò sí peace nílé. Ìyà ń jẹ yín lójoojúmọ́. Sorry. Kò sí peace. Sorry. You need it. I send it sound tó wà nílé àmà lò fún àmà fi ṣe communication. À ń sọ fún pé kí gbogbo akájọ báwọn olóṣèlú wí. Do you know that there's only less than 80 people who represent wa as ọmọ Yorùbá? Ẹ rí pẹ́pẹ́ bí àṣà DG75. Kékeré lẹ rí nígbà Buhari. Tinubu yìí ẹ rí pẹ́pẹ́ bí ẹ rò pé World Bank máa gbówó kan fún Tinubu. Tó bá ṣe ń gbówó fún lọ́mọ ní kó dìbálẹ̀ owó Nàìjíríà bó ṣe wà yẹn. Tó bá ṣe ń fún ní owó ló máa dìbálẹ̀ owó Nàìjíríà. Àwa wá ń jókòó sí bíbà. À ń campaign fún yín lójoojúmọ́. Kàkà kẹ́ fara. Kò cheap náà £2.50 mo ṣe rà ní. Mo fẹ́ send ẹ̀ sílé ni. Wàhálà tí náà ló ń ṣèyàn léṣe. Sorry. Request ni. Paracetamol lélẹ̀, ibuprofen lélẹ̀. Fake ló ń tà fún yín. Fake làwọn ọmọ Igbo ló ń kó wá. Àwọn Igbo ló ń kó wá láti India. Ẹ̀kan jẹ tí kò jẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ. Inú bọ́ọ̀sì ló máa wọ̀ nígbà tí bá lọ Nàìjíríà. Ẹ máa ń rùn gbòòlà ni. Tó bá wọnú bọ́ọ̀sì báyìí, armpit yẹn á máa rùn ni. Níbo lẹ ti fẹ́ lo deodorant? Gbogbo tẹ́ ń lò fake ni. Ó ti báyé yín jẹ́. Ẹ lè ronú. Torí ẹ ti wá sórí social media. Àwa tá ń bá yín ronú. Mo dẹ̀ tún gbọ́dọ̀ lọ rà díẹ̀ sí. Àwa tá wá ń bá yín ronú, àwa lẹ máa bú. Ṣé mi ni problem yìí? Abacha jí 5 billion owó tó yẹ kó invest ní Nàìjíríà ó jí jáde. Ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà. Àwa máa educate yín. So, a máa educate yín. Tí wọ́n bá nílé nísìn, òun náà máa lọ máa fi shoot film. Tó bá wá délé, wàá ní software, wàá edit ẹ̀, wàá cut ẹ̀, wàá slice ẹ̀, wàá project ẹ̀ síta, wàá máa fi make owó. Rather, púpọ̀ nù yín, kò ń ṣàyìn tí ẹ̀ ń wò àwọn olè tó wà láàrin wa ni. Ìbí ẹ gbọ́ fídíò tí mo play láàárọ̀. Ìbẹ́ ọmọ Àkúrẹ́ ni. Ìbá Àkúrẹ́ ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé ọmọ Ìgbò náà nìyẹn? Ṣé ọmọ Ìgbò náà ni bọ̀bọ́ yẹn? Àbí ẹ gbọ́ fídíò yẹn? Ṣé n tún play fún yín? Ìbọn bastard. Ẹ jẹ́ mo yóò yà. Ẹ máa.
Yes, so the company behind Archie, Sensodyne, and Panadol are leaving Nigeria. They're exiting the country.
Exit.
It's really sad because they've been in Nigeria for 51 years. And now they're leaving. Think about all the people that are going to lose their job as a result of this. Some people are probably been working with them for more than 20 years. All of a sudden, they are going to be jobless. And
the reason
they give for
the reason
them season operation is that the foreign exchange so shaky, and also that their revenue is
make a woman. Make a woman. Any country tí ní ó ti wà in depression mode. A dẹ̀ ń sọ fún gbogbo wa pé kí gbogbo wa ká ṣe kí ni? Ká jọ fọwọ́ papọ̀. Ká bá àwọn olóṣèlú sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹni rọlẹ̀ fẹ́ yẹn. No problem. No problem. Àwọn kan máa rí ṣe nú yín, àwọn kan ní rí ṣe. Òun lọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ n tún lọ play video bọ̀bọ́ yẹn. Ó gé odindi èèyàn. Ritual ló fẹ́ fi ṣe lórí burúkú ọmọ Yorùbá. Bomb bastard.
You are from where? I'm from Akure. What is your occupation? Occupation is a football coach. Where? Fitiban College Sport.
What happened between you and the deceased? The deceased on Saturday, she called me that she need my help because I've been helping her for a long time. Anytime she's in need of money, me my ex, and I asked her to come to my daddy's house, and the moment she got there, I offered Coke. I went to go and buy Coke. I bought you. She's not even drink the Coke when she slept. And when she slept, I was scared. Don't know what you do. So and that's made me to take some after decision or that thing.
Okay.
What decision did you take? Okay, decisions I did this. First, I was thinking I pour her hot water. Yes. Pour hot water. With the hope that she will wake up. Because I was with your knowledge as a coach. I know that we know at least first stage. Yes. Sure. If somebody's slump, is hot water is the normal thing to pour. I first I'll give her the cold water because I was thinking maybe it's easy. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course. I first give out cold water. Answer the question. Okay, the question is the hot water was the right thing to do to pour on the person that's slumped? The answer is either yes or no. Okay. Apart from that one, why did you tie the legs and the hand?
Thank
you, sir. It's like when the whole thing that's happened, and I was very scared.
Oh, she's scared. No, I
don't know what to do again.
I don't know what to do. Oh, what's so let's say? Why your sale? Oh, your sale, ọmọbìnrin. Oh, your intestine.
Put it there somewhere. Because I was scared. Okay, when you scared, why did you open the stomach? You dissect the stomach and you remove the intestine.
Oh, your intestine. Oh, your sale. Kí a má fi wọ ẹnu sọ yẹn. Kí àwọn sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣá ní bíbá. Oh, your private part.
Because I wanted you to
cut it to two and put inside bag.
Somebody that's scared about somebody that that person open the stomach of somebody and remove the intestine
and remove the private parts. Lákùrẹ́ lélẹ́yìí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. I told you, ẹ máa jẹra yín ni. Kèmí ti sọ yẹn, ẹnu orí bá yọ ni. Ẹ máa jẹra yín lẹ́sẹ̀. Ó dà pé tí understand tó ṣẹlẹ̀ mẹ́. Èèyàn lọ sínú ilé ẹ̀. Ó ní kó jọ ex-girlfriend ẹ̀. Ẹni tó ti mọ̀. Ní ebi ń pa òun. Ó ti máa ń fún lówó tẹ́lẹ̀. Ó dà tó bá wá ní owó bá sùn kó máa bá tiẹ̀ lọ. Ó no slum. Okay, tó bá slum. Ìbí ó yẹ kó pè kò sí emergency. Àlàáfíà ní family wa. Mr. Perry. Ìyá wa Jọkẹ́ mo kí mọ́mì ẹ̀ káàbọ̀ mà. Abíọ́dún Lexi. Ó wá sọ pé ó slum. Okay, ká tẹ̀ sọ pé ó slum lóòótọ́. A dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kò sí emergency Nàìjíríà. Ó ní ó da omi tútù lé lórí. Kò jí. Ó wá da omi gbóná. Ó dà lé lórí. Ó wá expect. Ìwọ tó da omi tútù léyàn lórí tó jí. Ó wá lọ da omi gbóná lé lórí. Ẹ rí pé kò make sense. Ó dà ká tẹ̀ accept pé okay, fair enough. Ìyẹn náà ó lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó ṣètò ó wá la ikùn ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ gbé ọmọ jáde nínú ikùn bẹ́ẹ̀ tó lóyún. Ó wá dissect ẹ̀ kò èmi mọ̀ bó ṣe gé ikùn yẹn bí ó gé báyìí ni bí ó gé wọ́n ṣàṣọ pé ó wá gé ikùn ẹ̀ ó wá yọ gbogbo ẹ̀dọ̀ rọ̀rọ̀rọ̀ ó yọ kúrò. Eléyìí ṣe nínú tíátà nínú ilé bàbá ẹ̀ lélẹ́yìí o. Ẹ mọ̀ pé lọ́sítítù nìyẹn ti máa fẹ́ sọ pé òkè ẹ̀jẹ̀ á máa ta. I can imagine the blood all over the place. Because bó bá ṣe ń gé ẹbí gbogbo alámárí tó bá ń gé ẹran tó bá pa tó bá ti ń gé báyìí ẹ̀jẹ̀ á máa tú ó wá yọ intestine. Òkè ká tẹ̀ sọ pé òkè ó tún ṣe mistake ayé ẹ̀ sì ń já náà ni o ó sì ń fíà náà ni o. Àkúrẹ́ lélẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ o kò ń ṣẹlẹ̀ Ìgbò tó tàbá mo kí princess Awoniima ẹ̀ka àárọ̀ àbákẹ́sàn mọ́mì. Eléyìí Mr. Taiwo Ọlárẹ̀wájú ẹni Nigeria is dead wọ́n ní àwọn kan ní kò tí dead wọ́n ní ó lè láwa ó wá yọ intestine kátẹ̀sọ́ pé òkè ẹ̀rù sì ń bà náà ni ó dà Mr. Olúwaṣemokin kò wá tún dúró níbẹ̀ ó ṣẹ̀ tí wá lọ sísàlẹ̀ kì í má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ ó ti yé yín tí rí gbogbo àgbàlagbà ní wá àwọn fi à ń sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣà níbí bá mo kí Mr. Ismail Gold ó wá lọ yọ àlèsàn lóyìnbó ó wá yọ private party báwo ló ṣe yọ ó fọ̀bẹ ó fi gé Ọlọ́run ọba kan ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ ibẹ̀ lẹ wá fẹ́ kémi wá máa gbé láàrin yín nínú ẹ̀yin animal because ẹni tó ń ṣerú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ti di animal kò ń ṣèyàn mọ́ èèyàn mélòó la mọ̀ tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ láàrin gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ṣe wà nílé tábàwí lọ tán nísìn á ní devil ni torí èṣù àwa làwa léṣù èèyàn dáadáa léṣù ṣọ̀tẹ́ bá ti ń sọ ẹ máa sọ pé Satan àbí devil yín torí ìran Yorùbá àwa la ní èṣù kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan kan tó rán pẹ̀lú pé ká sọ pé àwa la ní èṣù tí wọ́n bá believe in it problem tiẹ̀ nìyẹn so all these happen eléyìí fídíò tí mo play ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ni o ṣèbí ìta àrítọ́rí mú nìyẹn bí a torí pé gẹ́ ẹ̀yẹn dágbére fáyàn kan pé mo fẹ́ sáré délé x mi o bí àyẹn lọ ṣe mọ̀ if not good afternoon boss Nigeria is dead one banker hanged himself today this morning but I have yet to get the full details ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ reporter wa ló tún sàyẹn fún mi nísìn pé yàn kan hanga rẹ̀ láàárọ̀ a banker mọ́mí mi jọkẹ́ ní oh my God people are devil Ọlọ́run mental reset and we are here saying okay mo ń gbọ́ tán náà wọn hàn ìzè mo ń kàlẹ́ nǹkan mẹ́rin pé restructure kí ló ń jẹ́ restructure ẹ mọ ọdún táwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re ti ń pariwo pé kọ́ restructure Nàìjíríà nígbà tí mo rí bàbá yẹn ní Kóìkì gbogbo àwọn olóṣèlú yẹn tó bá ti ń campaign anyway I don't know ẹ kí mi lọ jẹun náà á padà wá later ó kọ ẹ mọ ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà àìdìnira kò sí bàbá sọlọ sọbọ argument táwọn tó máa ń sọ pé ká fix Nàìjíríà tó bá dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé Nàìjíríà ò dáa tẹ bá rí ẹ fẹ́ lè máa béèrè pé what is the next option okay kí ni the next option fún gbogbo wa tẹ bá ní ẹ fẹ́ ká break ká pín ká gba sovereignty what Mr. Bidemi ní wickedness of a lot of people in Nigeria okay kí lẹ fẹ́ ká ṣe kí ni way out Tinubu government is still very young no problem I monitor it no problem but ṣe mọ̀ pé for every day mo gbàdúrà fún ẹ̀mí gúngùn fún gbogbo wa for every day tá a bá ń sùn tá à ń jí à ń dàgbà sí nìyẹn so how do you want to plan your future because èmi wà níbí báyìí nísìn mo lè wo pé àwọn ọmọ tí ì fi ṣe nǹkan kan nísìn mo fi slow down mo lè tún lè wo pé mo fi ṣe nǹkan kan kí n make effort báwo lẹ́yìn náà ṣe fi make effort because government gangan ló yẹ kó make effort nínú economy bí ṣe sọ láàárọ̀ yìí so ẹ fẹ́ káwa náà máa sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà lójoojúmọ́ Nàìjíríà is not good ẹ fẹ́ ká máa ṣe analysis Nàìjíríà ìyẹn lẹ fẹ́ ká gbé dání ká máa fi di bàbá arúgbó sínú ẹ̀ because n tí gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn bàbá kan wà tó máa ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí TVC orí yọ kò ń ṣàwọn journalist hangout tó ẹ rántí orúkọ ẹ̀ fún mi máa kan wà ẹ̀gbọ́n bàbá yẹn wọ́n ti dàgbà yọrí kìnnì kan yọrí ló ń jẹ́ mo mọ orúkọ wọn fún ni mo Mr. Tiami Okinyin ta ló rántí orúkọ máa náà ṣe àwọn glasses mi kì í lè rí iwájú kí lórúkọ máa náà kìnnì kan yọrí ló ń jẹ́ báyìí he speaks on TVC fídíò wọn wà lórí fóònù but mo ń fi fóònù stream lórí sórí Instagram ṣe fẹ́ káwa náà dàbí irú àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn gbogbo àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n yẹn ní sàn wọ́n ti wà in their 60s Délé Jídé Òtítọ́ òun á ti wà in his 50s àti the other guy So if I came here to Shewon Kimbaloye, she was in our 40s. Kawa na ma analysis. Kawa kan ba de wa okay láàrin méjì ẹ. But keep millions of you, Kema Jia. Is that what you want? Is that the kind of thing you want? And this is why we are saying all this thing is not working. Kí ló wà ńbẹ̀ kí àwọn olóṣèlú wa kó dáwọ́ papọ̀ ká jọ sọ pé yes, so that kò ní dìjà, kò ní di wàhálà, kò ní di sùúrùtù, and the country will dissolve. Tá bá dissolve kò mean pé ní bára wa ṣe, a ṣì máa bára wa ṣe, but a máa ní a new system of government. Èèyàn kan ní Koiki, I'm just back from Nigeria. I cried. Nigeria is finished. Brother mi Olúwaṣeun lórí TikTok. Wọ́n náà ṣẹ̀dí láti Nigeria. Èmi ò tẹ̀lé lọ Nigeria nísìn. Àti tí bá lọ nísìn. Èèyàn máa lè kàn wà ń bẹ̀ nísìn. Ó máa porí mi lẹ́ máa fi lọ bẹ́ ògùn. Ṣèmi gan wà lé báyìí. Mr. Bidemi, they will never listen. They're always saying we in diaspora cause the problem. No, báwo làwọn táwọn in diaspora ṣe cause problem? Báwo lèmi ṣe cause problem? Torí mò ń ṣe Yorùbá nation nísìn mi mo á cause problem Nigeria. How? Èyí tó ń dùn wọn ni pé èyí tó ń gbọ́ níta nípa Koiki yẹn ló ń dùn wọn. Èyí tó ń dùn ẹ́ nìyẹn. Buhari ní kó ṣe $2 billion project. Ṣé o mọ̀ pé àwọn máa sọ gbèsè yẹn èmi àti ẹ? Ìyẹn ọ̀dùn. I pity you now. That one no paying you. Ẹ lo flag wà lẹ́yìn. And lè lo ilé lórí Starr Radio because reflection yẹn ó máa affect the studio. So yẹn la ṣe máa ń lo green background by. This is what you don't see. But àwọn tó jẹ́ big international organization. Tá bá ń lo software, nílé gbogbo nǹkan báyìí. So but the reason that ṣe really ní sin aṣọ báyìí is because to ban transmit láti inú ilé, you need a background like this. Problem wà ní Nigeria, no be small. Ọlọ́run. But èyí tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n lé sọ pé Koiki ojoojúmọ́ lẹ̀ wọ́n ń bọ́ wa níbí bá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bó ènìyàn lọ máa bọ́ àwọn mídíà tó kù. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ń bú mo dáhùn pé Yèyé Dára wà pẹ̀lú mi lánàá. Later ni mo lọ rí comment wọn ọlọ́ọ̀bá wọn pẹ̀lú my beautiful sister. Nígbà tí mo ṣe tán, àná ẹ̀ mọ̀ tẹ́ ráyè ka comment ara. I was in a different spiritual realm lánàá yẹn. Realm tí mo wà lánàá yẹn is a different thing entirely. A ṣe flags. Gbogbo flag yẹn a pín káàkiri. Wọ́n náà wọ́n rí Yorùbá nation. Ṣé gbogbo yóò rí àwọn flags tá a pín nígbà tá à ń pín káàkiri? Tó bá dọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀, o ṣáà gbọ́ pé flag délé. O ṣáà gbọ́ pé a ṣe rally tí Gbòwó ṣe àti Bàbá Akíntóyè àti YSDM. Gbogbo alárí náà. But it's because fẹ́ òtítọ́ rí àwa tá à ń ṣe Yorùbá nation as the enemies of the state. So yẹn ló máa ń wonder wa pé ó ṣe jẹ́ àwa lè ń rí as enemies. Àwa kọ́ ni enemy now. Báwo lèmi ṣe jẹ́ enemy of state? Báwo lèmi ṣe jẹ́ enemy of the state? Báwo lèmi ṣe lè jẹ́ enemy of the state? All we are asked in táwa ń ṣe òun náà làwọn Scotland ń ṣe àwọn Scottish. Oríyọmí Hamzat Ìgídígbò radio in Ìbàdàn Yorùbá nation now mo kí n sà Abídèmí Aládépúpọ̀ mo kí ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Simon Adébísí. Báwo ló ṣe jẹ́ pé àwa làwa jẹ́ problem? Mo kí mọ́mì mi Comfort Ológunjà. As soon as the new government took over, there must be an active positive action by saying Tinubu's government is still very young. Possibly Buhari's government was young throughout the zoo country. Because Sherry change of government affect by Yoruba nation. Territory náà mo kí sweet mommy. Ẹ káàárọ̀ ìyàwó alálùbáríkà. The same territory náà la máa wà. It's just there will be a new government and a new policy and a new brand new system that will start in operation. Like àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ni. America Adébáyọ̀ Mokinsa. We will have a new system of government away from the ones that we have. Mokin Mama Grace Olushoto. We have human talent, human talent gangan ni a need, but Ọlọ́run kọ́ wa bless wa, a ní resources, kí ni resources tó jẹ́ the best tí gbogbo àgbáyé need, òun ni sorry human, òun ni èèyàn. Èmi báyìí human ni mí, ẹ̀yin náà human ni yín. Olúkálùkù ló wá ní brain tí Elédùmarè fún wa àtọgbọ́n, ìmí a máa lọ kọ díẹ̀ sí kó lè brighten up. Ẹlòmíì wọ́n máa kọ́ wa títí kò ní yéèyàn. Whereas wọ́n ní okay, ọmọ tẹ́ ń kọ́ yẹn bóyá artist ni, èyí tẹ́ fi ní kó lọ máa ṣe doctor, ó lè jẹ́ pé kò fẹ́ doctor, but kí ló dé tí a fẹ́ that new system? Gbogbo tá a dẹ̀ ń sọ yìí, it doesn't take long. Wàláì. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ̀ wo Soviet Union, àwọn ìlú tó pín kúrò lára ẹ̀, ká kọ̀ tó fi ṣàpèjúwe ọ̀rọ̀. Àwọn olóṣèlú wa mọ gbogbo tá à ń sọ yìí. User on in Nigeria don't break like calabash, and they try to fix what is not possible to be fixed. Soviet Union, òun náà wọ́n tóbi gan, but àwọn ẹ̀yà tó wà nínú ẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ò yẹra wọn mọ́. What are the countries of the Soviet Union? There are 15 post-Soviet states in total. Armenia. Àwọn kan nínú wọn náà wọ́n ì tí gbérí, àfi tá a bá fi parọ́ fúnra wa. Kò mí pé tá a bá gba Yorùbá nation náà tán straight away pé gbogbo nǹkan máa dán mọ́rán-mọ́rán. A máa ṣebí iṣẹ́ náà ni gbogbo wa lọ ń ṣe ní Dubai tí Dubai fi di tó dì lénìí. Iṣẹ́ náà lèmi náà wá ṣe ní UK in 25 years. Iṣẹ́ náà làwọn tó lọ sí Europe, àwọn tó wà ní Asia, àwọn Nigerians wà ní Indonesia, àwọn Nigerians wà ní Malaysia, àwọn míì study, wọ́n kọ́ àwọn èèyàn. Azeez, mo kí ẹ dáadáa ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. So gbogbo pé ilẹ̀ Yorùbá náà pé bí ọkọ̀ máa lọ boom lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀, no, olúkálùkù máa add input. Mo ń ka problem wà nílé gan. Mo ń ka kinní kan lánàá. We are in a serious deep shit. Ọlọ́run stage àtẹ̀tí lè dé gbogbo stage tí mo tẹ̀tẹ̀ ibi kan tẹ̀tí lọ too far gan nígbà nígbà sẹ́. Sometimes I go too far. Màá kọ́ máa kà wọ́n kinní ẹ̀ fún yín. Local government. Ṣé rí local government? Iṣẹ́ tí yẹ kí local government ṣe kò ń ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré. Mo kẹ́yìn tẹ́wà lórí Mixlr, comment plan B, gbogbo yín ni mò ń kí. Hacking games. In tí mo fẹ́ kà is something that I do behind the scene nígbà míì. When it comes to, a ṣe ń kàwé sí nílùú yìí. Ojoojúmọ́ ni a máa ń kàwé. O lè kàwé online, o dẹ̀ lè kà ní lọ sínú study gangan. Mo kíyà tó bí mi lọ́mọ. The role and responsibility of designating safeguarding. Kí ló ń pè ní safeguarding? That is the role. Màá kà fún yín nísìn. So mo fẹ́ kájọ ẹ kò follow me. Topic in tí mò ń kà is e-learning. It is called Advanced Safeguarding and Designating Safeguarding Lead. I have someone who always get upset every time I'm watching Koiki Media, and you can't believe it. Ẹ má bí wọn, kò yé wọn ni. Abacha kó 5 billion, ìyẹn bí wọn nú. Koiki ló ń bí wọn nú. Ó dà. Ẹ má worry, ẹ má fi wọn sílẹ̀. Ìkan tí wàá bómi láàárọ̀, ó ló lè ní mí, no problem. Tó bá yá nísìn máa bọ́ sí kitchen. Ebi hàn tí ìrìlì náà mi pa ni. Tó bá náà mi pa nísìn máa bọ́lẹ̀ ńbẹ̀, máa lọ dáná, máa dín ẹyin, máa dín dòdò, máa jẹ tí mo fẹ́ jẹ, bó dẹ̀ pé rice ni. E-learning ni tí mò ń kà fún yìí. Wọ́n ti design ẹ̀. Èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì làwọn fi kọ́. Ṣé mọ̀ pé gbogbo kinní tí mò ń fẹ́ kà yìí, àwa náà lè ṣe ní èdè Yorùbá so that a lè yí àwọn èèyàn dáadáa. Let's go into it. the role and responsibility of designating safeguarding lead. All staff, but especially the designated safeguarding lead and deputies, should consider whether children are at risk of abuse or exploitation in situations outside their families. Extra-familiar harms take a variety of different forms, and children can be vulnerable to multiple harms, including but not limited to sexual exploitation, criminal exploitation, serious youth violence. It is not the responsibility of the designated safeguarding lead to decide whether a child has been abused or not. Investigate concern. This is the responsibility of the statutory agency, the police, children's social welfare services, and Ofsted. Gbogbo táwọn arí ta fi sọ pé ká pín kúrò ní Nàìjíríà nìyẹn. Èyí tí mo kọ̀ rọra kà nísìn is a big issue in this country. Simon Abesi, it takes a level of consciousness and reflex for a baby born in few seconds to know milk is sucked without any prior formal education. Mr. Bioduni, problem wà, but they don't listen. Because à ń sọ̀rọ̀ àlùfàǹṣá níbí báyìí. Kò sí nǹkan tó rọrùn ní àwọn ìtẹ́lọ́ ń gbọ́, but in reality, gbogbo ọ̀ṣọ́mọ kékeré mọ́. Gbogbo àná láti ń gbọ́ pé wọ́n ní Nàìjíríà máa dá, ó máa dá. Lọ́dún wo ló fẹ́ dá? Ìtẹ́mi rọra kà fún yín nísìn. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ sí page 1 to 48. So ó máa ka gbogbo kinní yẹn dé 48. Ó máa tó wá lọ unlocky the next stage fún ẹ. Tó bá wá parí ẹ̀ tán, wàá wá ṣe exam. Wàá wá generate certificate fún ẹ. Inú ilé mi mo ti ń kọ́ ilé nísìn, mo ní láti jáde. This is how I also educate myself from inside my house. Ẹ̀yin náà lè ṣe the same thing. Tó bá yẹ pé a design gbogbo kinní ní èdè Yorùbá tí government wà dé mandated safeguarding, sexual exploitation. Mo sọ ní àná, àwọn kan rò pé bí eré, ẹ̀yin tẹ̀sẹ̀ ń wọlé, à ń bẹ̀yìn, ẹ wà very careful. Ìlú yóò joke pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké rárá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ka the next one. Number 3 to 48 ni mo kà yẹn. Africa number 4 to 48. The designated safeguarding lead should, number 1, ensure the setting, safeguarding, and child protection policies are reviewed annually and the procedures are updated and reviewed regularly. The policy should be implemented always. Number 2, ensure the safeguarding and child protection policies are available publicly and the parents are aware of the fact that referrals about suspected abuse or neglect may be made and the role of the setting in these. Number 3, attend regular courses and be aware of the current legislation. Number 4, there is a link with the 3 safeguarding partners to make sure that staff are aware of training opportunities and the latest local policies on safeguarding. Ensure that when children leave a setting mean pé ibi tọ́mọ kékeré bá wà, bíá ibi tẹ́ ti ń tọ́jú ẹ̀ títí kan inú ilé ẹ̀ ló ń pè ní settings. Ensure that when a children leave a setting, their child protection information is transferred to the new setting. Bí a tó bá kúrò ní Agége, farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́n tí mo fẹ́ sọ. Iṣẹ́ local government tó yẹ kó máa ṣe lélẹ̀. So that ọmọ tí a bá rí pé wọ́n ti abuse, in tó bá ti lè mú kúrò l'Ékòó, tá a rú lọ sí Ìjẹ̀bú Òde, a gbọ́dọ̀ send gbogbo file ẹ̀ lọ sí Ìjẹ̀bú láti make sure pé a safeguard ẹ̀. Ta ló ń safeguard wa ní Nàìjíríà? Ẹ ń pe Ọlọ́run. What God cannot do does not exist. Èmi náà máa ń gbọ́. I listen to all those things and I ask myself, is this the true picture of what we want? ká máa dá gbogbo ẹ̀ lé Ọlọ́run lórí. When fẹ́ gbé nǹkan kan wọlé, ẹ má bínú, because mo fẹ́ pẹ́ lórí ẹ̀. Ẹ má bínú, I won't be able to bring anybody in. This is how I educate myself. Tí bá ṣe tán, tí mo ní kankan tí mo ti ń ṣe, màá jókòó síbí àbí kí wọ́n yára. Màá máa lọ sí online lecture. Èmi náà máa lọ educate ara mi. Màá máa ka gbogbo kinní, màá wá sórí program, màá máa bínú, ẹlòmíà máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kí ló ń bínú fún? Pé kí ló ṣe? Ṣé ìwọ nìkan ni media tó ń sọ Yorùbá Nation? Torí pé èmi upgrade ara mi ní every day. So gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí bá kà yìí, ó gbọ́dọ̀ máa reflect tí bá ń sọ̀rọ̀ fún yín. Ta ló ń safeguard àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké ní ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láàárọ̀ yìí? Oh, Jésù Kristi ló ń safeguard wọn. Ànábì Muhammad ló ń safeguard wọn. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ló ń safeguard wọn. À ń tanra wa. À ń ṣe kí ni? À ń tan ara wa bí àbẹ́là. Let's go to number, màá kọ́ ka bí méjì sí, because 48 ni question here. Designated leads, ìyẹn ni tó máa jẹ́ ọ̀gá nínú setting, must have trained every 2 years with an annual refresher of knowledge and skills. Kò ń ṣe pé mo fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ ní sector yìí, but I just want to know it. I don't work in the children's sector, but I am training myself so that I can be able to know, so that tí ó bá tẹ̀ disrespect ọmọ kan níta nílùú yìí, I can give them a guide. That is why some of us will do more than others. That is why I am a freelance. In tèmi rọra ń kọ́ yìí, in táwọn kan lọ ń sanwó fún tí UK máa gbowó lọ́wọ́ yín, òun lélẹ̀ pé kẹ́ wá kàwé nílùú yìí. The designated lead should be available at all times, allowing staff to discuss their concern. Remember, safeguarding. Tá à ń ṣe nísìnyí pé a fẹ́ gba Yorùbá Nation. À ń safeguard ara wa ni. Ẹ̀ ń bó èmi. I dey laugh. It's just that ó ti wà built in. So kò jẹ́ kí gbogbo tẹ́ ń sọ sí wa láti 3 years kò jẹ́ kó concern irú àwa. If not, it's because it's built in. Because I'm safeguarding. That's what we are doing. Inti bàbá kí tó ń ṣe nìyẹn. Wọ́n ní, remember, máa rántí o, safeguarding, ìtọ́jú ọmọ ènìyàn is everyone's responsibility. So whether I am in Nigeria or not, whether mo wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá or not, whether mo wà nílẹ̀ Hausa or not, it is still my responsibility to tell you that the country is not working. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to believe it. You don't have to even agree with me. But in Timon kan níbi bá sọ pé, remember, máa rántí pé safeguarding is everyone's responsibility. Staff should always take the attitude it could happen here. Mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ìyá mi Jọkẹ́ Bọ́dúnrìn. They are sick in that country, honestly. Gbogbo tá à ń ṣe láti joy, safeguarding ni. Tony Aegis mo kí ẹ, Amacolex. Gbogbo tá à ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ in the last máa kẹyọ kan sí nínú ẹ̀. Torí mo fẹ́ fún yín ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Number 6 of 48 ni mo ń kà ẹ̀. What is section 11? Section 11 states that all organizations who work with children and young people should ensure that they have effective arrangement in place to safeguard and promote the welfare. Ṣé yẹn wà Nàìjíríà? Ṣé yẹn wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá? Ṣé rí pé ọ̀nà wa jìn gan? Ọ̀nà tó dẹ̀ jìn yẹn, ẹni ká cut it down, ká lè bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́. Ìtàwọn kan ló ń ṣe lójoojúmọ́ nílùú yìí nìyẹn. As a safeguarding, as a health worker, as a clinican, as a this, as a that. Ìtàn kọ́ wọn lélẹ́yìí. Tó bá wá kọ́ wọn tán, wá wá mọ̀ dáadáa, wá lọ máa fi ṣe practice. Àwọn wá fi máa pa owó, wá máa send owó sẹ́yìn nílé, ẹ fẹ́ ká máa send owó sílé. Where we will have every province, ó gbọ́dọ̀ safeguard the young and children. Safeguarding. You need to ensure that you comply with Section 11 of the Children Act 2004. Oh, that is what we talk about institution. Mommy mi comfort ológunjà mọ̀ tí mò ń sọ. Sector táwọn wà nìyẹn. Èmi ò lọ ṣiṣẹ́ healthcare o, but mò ń kọ́ra mi nínú ilé. Torí pé lè ò ní kankan ṣe pẹ̀lú journalist, but ó help psyche mi àti brain mi. So that is why èmi máa overreact. Tí bá ń bú yín kò ṣe pé ó wù mí kí n bú yín. Torí pé tí bá ka gbogbo eléyìí pé ta ló ń bá mi safeguard ọmọ tiyín? Ta ló wà responsible láti bá mi safeguard ọmọ tiyín? Ìbáwọn ọmọ tèmi ò sí ní Nàìjíríà. But ta ló ń bá mi safeguard ọmọ tiyín nílé? Ta ni? Okay, ẹ kó wọn lọ sí Arabic school. Wọ́n wá abuse wọn. Àdẹ̀ríyàn kankan tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ sí. Ẹ kó wọn lọ sí Sunday school. Wọ́n abuse wọn nínú Sunday. Ṣé àìmọye àwọn ọmọ tó ń abuse nínú Sunday school? Ìyá mi, Wúrà _ Adébíyí mo kí yín. Yemeko Classic mo kí yín mà. This is how I study in the house when I am not live. I take 2 hours at least every day to study. And any subject, ni man law. But presently, tí mo ń dé pẹ̀lú lélẹ̀. Kò ṣe pé mo fẹ́ lọ ṣe social worker. But mo ń train ara mi nínú ilé. Mo ń train ara mi nínú ilé fún iṣẹ́ táwọn kan lọ ń gbowó fún. Èmi wá jókòó síbẹ̀ mo wá ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ pé safeguarding ni ló wù mí, lóhun ló wà nígbà àyà mi. Ó mo ṣe ń jáde. Ẹ wá ní olè níní. In táwọn kan ti lọ síbi iṣẹ́ nísìn tó ń gbowó fún, èmi jókòó síbẹ̀ mo educate for free. And I wonder whether there's something wrong in our medulla oblongata. What be company náà dá? What be ẹ̀dá nílùú yìí without going in compliance with Section 11 of the Children Act? Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi, ìyá mi dáadáa, my auntie mi, Olúṣọlá Dèwé. Only the street children, who cares for them? Talk less of safeguarding. Mommy mi comfort ológunjà, you are right. Health worker professionals pay every year to meet the care requirements. Bàbá mi kúnlé síta, the people back home cannot understand. I do not know why. Ìdòwú Michael Muke. In tó ń dùn mí nígbà àyà, tèmi bá kà tán ti bá jókòó sí ìgbà tí mò ń la tátátátátá ẹ máa pé kí ló ń ṣe Kóìkì? Ìwọ nìkan ló ń ṣe Yorùbá nìkan ní ṣe sùúrù. Mo ti ń ṣe ẹ̀rọ kí mo sọ lè rí. I've been studying this in the last 3 months. Mo ń train ara mi nínú ilé. Kò ṣe pé mo fẹ́ lọ ṣiṣẹ́ social worker, but mo ń train ara mi nínú ilé so that tá bá gba Yorùbá nation kí lè mọ̀ tí yàtọ̀ sí journalist work kí lè mọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ so that ẹni tó bá máa ṣe wèrè ká ṣe wèrè pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ a gbọ́dọ̀ safeguard the children and the young. Adéọ̀sùn Jimoh mo kí l'Abẹ́òkúta. Àwọn abuse àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké nílé. Èmi àwa jókòó sí bíbá. Màá máa wò. Èèyàn kan wá láàárọ̀ yìí nísìn lórí TikTok. Ó ní olè ní mí. Mo kàn wọ́n gbà máa ṣe. Kò fi picture sí number 1. Ọmọ ó ga o. 3 months ni mo ti fi ń ka kíní tí mo rán sọ fún yìí. Stage by stage, tí ọ̀dọ̀ fún mi ní certificate. Tí mo ń keep ẹ̀. Kò ṣe pé mo fẹ́ lọ fi ṣiṣẹ́ o. Inú ilé mi mo kàn ń train ara mi. Safeguarding. Not completing a Section 11 audit may result in non-compliance with Section 11 of the Children Act 2004. Not all local authority requires Section 11 audit. You must check with them. Ìjẹ́ mo tán pè ní local government. Èyí sọ local government di football ground. Local government máa ń ṣiṣẹ́ 24 hours ní wọ́n ń sùn. Local government tó bá close office wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ tún ní backup line tó gbọ́dọ̀ pè. Safeguarding. Ẹ jẹ́ n kẹ́yọ̀ kan fún yín sí. Number 7 of 48. Safeguarding judgment. As a designated safeguarding lead, you should help train all staff on safeguarding. Ismego Nikoiki, they never understood, but later they will understand you better. Mo fẹ́ kó pẹ́ mọ́ náà ni. Ẹ ṣe ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ìdòwú Michael. Ohun èmi náà kémi náà jáde. Kémi náà lọ fi lé pawó. But for now, Ìtẹ́lẹ́dùmarè ní kémi ṣe ni mo ṣe. Àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí, ó lè tán gbà o. That is why you see a football trainer to be surgeon overnight, but they can't understand your pain. Ìyá mi Jọkẹ́ ní, I am in a care sector. They give us mandatory training every year. In táwọn kan gba almost £14 an hour fún ni mo kọ ránkà fún yìí. But kò ṣe pé mi fẹ́ lọ fi ṣe anything pé kókò kíkọ ní knowledge never, kò sí knowledge kankan tó waste. Ó ní politics tẹ́ ń ṣe kò bad. Ní kò good, ní kò ugly. Àmọ́ ṣé ẹ jẹ́ ká gbé yẹ̀wò. Ǹjẹ́ wọ́n safeguard wa nílé? Ta ló ń safeguard wa? Kò sí report, kò sí anything. Tẹ́nìtì bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀, that's the end of it. Everybody goes away. Iṣẹ́ local government nìyẹn. Àwọn kan ò ní láti jalè nílùú yìí because wages wọn tó ń gbà tó bá wá need extra money wá lọ ṣe extra job àbí kó ṣe extra hours. Ó náà tì mí kan tí bá pè wọ́n báyìí. Máa fi mọ̀ bí abiṣẹ́ lọ ṣé ibiṣẹ́ lẹ wà ní. Ó yẹ kó ti pull out there, but nítorí ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation wọ́n ṣì ń ṣe extra job láti fi máa fund ẹ̀, and I'm not joking. And she's working in a very fantastic. Mo lè sọ bí tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún yín. Some people, they tell me where they're working. Very fantastic job. Àwọn ṣẹlẹ̀ pé táwọn yẹn bá fún ẹ ní reference, wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ dé lóhùn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti wà níbẹ̀ tipẹ́. Gbogbo brain láwọn ọmọ Yorùbá fi gbé wá sí sector kankan. Kò wá ń ṣe pé ìtorí pé èèyàn jẹ́ ọmọ Ondo state. Ó jẹ́ pé Ondo nìkan ló máa fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn sí. Ó ready láti, kódà wọ́n ready láti ní kó assign àwọn lọ sínú abúlé míì tó ń ṣe Ondo state ti wọn. Elderly person had a fall during night time or any time is responsibility of your local government. I don't know. Tó bá di 1 o'clock, àmì tó ń wálé, àwa padà wá later. Mo ní jẹ́ kó pẹ́, àwa ṣe proper program. So that kí ni lọ kọ́mù tí ìfín kankan sínú yàtọ̀ sí ẹ̀mí Ọlọ́run tí a fi sínú. Wọ́n wá ọmọ kéékèèké, wọ́n ní click the children below to find out the following may shape your safeguarding judgment. Nígbà tí wọ́n click lé lórí. How will the following shape your safeguarding judgment? Age of the child rather. Developmental stage, need, vulnerability and ability. Vulnerability and ability. Kí ló ń pè ní vulnerability? A máa rí oríṣiríṣi nǹkan tó ń lọ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ẹlòmíràn dára mójú kúrò torí pé kò sí sector tó fẹ́ dí pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. Sorry, I can't bring anybody in on the TikTok today. The program ends in less than 10 minutes. Oshudara, yet people are not seeing the reason to exit the zoo. The act describe or refer to what is being described, possible criminal act, investigation act. 10 is the age of criminal responsibility. E.g., if the concern relates to action of one child against another. 1. How will the following shape your safeguarding judgment? Degree, extent of physical harm. There's too many physical harm in Yoruba land. Àìmọye àwọn ọmọ kéékèèké tí fi wẹ̀ láńrí. Abuse, child abuse. Duration and frequency, extent and degree of premeditation, degree of threat or coercion. Yeah, agba tom-tom. O ma tọwọ́ bọ̀ nídìí ni o. Yeah, wá. Yeah. Ṣe fẹ́ tom-tom. So many abuses is going on in Yoruba land. push gbogbo effort wa lórí Fúlàní, but within us ẹlòmíì ò jẹ́ kó wà láàrin community, ẹlòmíì tó wà láàrin community ẹ ká tag yín lẹ́sẹ̀ so that tó bá ti jáde kúrò nílé ẹ signal máa sọ fún wa pé o ti kúrò nílé, àwa máa béèrè pé kíbo ló ń lọ torí pé pedophile nìyẹn. Most of you are pedophile, that's why you don't want Yoruba nation. Àtàgbàlagbà tọmọdé, you're pedophile. Ẹ mọ̀ náà, ẹ mọ̀ àwọn tó mọ̀ mọ̀ àwọn tó mọ̀ wọ́n mọ̀ wọ́n nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwọn kan ti sọ di òkú òru bàbá alágbájá wọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ gbọ́ níta pé ẹ ń bọ́ ọmọ kéékèèké sùn, is a pedophile. Ó yẹ ká fi orúkọ ẹ̀ sórí list tí ó bá kúrò ládùúgbò yẹn a máa monitor ẹ̀ pé ó ti wà lójú ẹlẹ́gbàá o, council tó wà níbẹ̀ monitor bàbá Kúnlé o. Pedophile. Ìyẹn lẹ ṣe fẹ́ ní system. You want the rubbish garbage system then operate for the last 63 years, àbí 24 years of the flipping nonsense jagbajantis democracy. Mr. Dowoni Koiki, Nigeria must destroy láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Sọgbọn. Aki Games won't care. I am just 10 minutes out of the broadcast. Katuli la rested here. We are not saying that everything will be perfect. Tabade bitan lo lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. But kate bole díẹ̀ kúrò. Mo ń gbọ́ Moluka lánàá mo ń sunkún ní Rwanda náà wọ́n fún wa ní access láti wọ̀lú. Mélòó ní Rwanda? Mo kí mọ́mì wa Ramatu sọ ẹ̀kábọ̀mọ́. And on that note, that is just one out of so many things I do. Ẹ mọ́ kọ́ mọ́ sọ fún yín. Mo ní Tinubu ti wà níbẹ̀. Mo rò pé wọn náà ń ṣe nǹkan kan. Mo kàn ṣe fún ẹ ní snip tó mi ṣe pọ̀. After 4 years, ibi tèmi bá ṣe tèmi dé, Ọlọ́run fún gbogbo alẹ́ mi gúngún àtàláfíà, èmi á wá sọ fún ẹ, ìwọ náà gbọ́dọ̀ wá sọ fún mi, in 4 years of Tinubu, kí ni orí ṣe? Ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sọ fún mi, torí pé a ti mọ̀ pé gbogbo yóò rí nǹkan kan ṣe nígbà Buhari, àwọn kan rí ṣe o, àwọn kan ò rí ṣe. But in 4 years of this government, ó gbọ́dọ̀ wá sórí program wá sọ fún mi tó ṣe. Inú ilé tèmi lèmi ti ń study by. Disclosure of information. This is going to be the last one. 8 of 48 lélẹ̀ tí mo ń kà lọ́wọ́ nísìn. Mo mìíràn dẹ̀ fúnra mi ní timing, mo ń time ara mi. So bí ṣe ń ka kínní, bí ṣe ń ṣe, mo fúnra mi ní space of pé, okay, mo fi gba, because ó pọ̀. Wọ́n ló dẹ̀ síbẹ̀ ní bám. Tó bá yẹ pé àwa náà ti gba system, tó yẹ pé àwa náà ní sọ́n ti jọ, à convert gbogbo kínní. Àwọn kan ló máa draft lédè Yorùbá, àwọn kan ló máa impute. Iṣẹ́ gidi ní kínní yìí, kó tó di pé tèmi ká yìí, tí wọ́n wá ń tà fún gbogbo èèyàn. It's a lot of work. Disclosure, Yami Grace, it won't be up to 4 years. Take it or leave it. And the last one is disclosure of information. If a child wants to confide in you, you should. Tọ́mọ kékeré kí n solid Yorùbá. Tọ́mọ kékeré bá fẹ́ wá bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹlòmíì, hey, àwọn ọmọ yín wọ́n abuse wọn níta. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fi bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Torí economy Nigeria, wọ́n abuse àwọn ọmọ yín níta. Ẹ gbọ́n tó fẹ́ sọ. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ kẹ́gbọ́n tó fẹ́ sọ. Ẹ wò wọ́n wò. Wọ́n ti abuse wọn pa. Àdè láwọn ọmọ míì náà tó yẹ pé àwọn ló ń gbéra wọn lọ fún wọn. Àwọn ọmọ tó wà ní 15 yẹn, àwọn yẹn ti di gẹ̀ǹgbẹ́. Gbogbo àwọn ọmọ 15, àwọn obìnrin yẹn, wọ́n kún ní swimming pool. Bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí nísìn, kò sí tó kàn pàdé gbogbo táwọn sọ yìí. Wọ́n wà ní swimming pool báyìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí nísìn, tó ń jayé pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ Yahoo boys. Tó bá swimming pool tán, wá jẹ jẹ̀rẹ̀rẹ̀, wá jẹ sèré, wá dẹ̀ wọnú yàrá lọ. Ẹ gbà sí fúnra wọn. Olùkàlùkù adẹ̀ ti mójú kúrò. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ra fún wọn ní bí i 10,000 àbí 20,000, maximum á fún 30,000. Olùkàlùkù á tó dára máa lọ. Ṣé irú system yẹn lẹ fẹ́? Irú system yẹn lẹ fẹ́ ká máa operate? Wàláì, àwọn ọmọ yẹn ló máa padà wá ṣe kí ni? Wá take you out. Kò ṣe pé àwọn ọmọ yẹn ò ní right láti enjoy life, but a gbọ́dọ̀ safeguard wọn. A gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ kí bàbá 40 years old kó máa pọn ọmọ 16 is wrong. A gbọ́dọ̀ safeguard àwọn ọmọ yẹn. Àwọn ọmọ 16 to 16 nílùú yìí, sí nǹkan tó lè ṣe sí tó bá fẹ́ wàhálà. But pé bàbá kan 50 ó wá ń kun ọmọ kan mọ́lẹ̀ tó jẹ́ ọmọ 16 ó ti di abuse. This is why they don't want Yoruba nation. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé brain àwa táwa níta ní tolerate gbogbo nonsense nítorí pé òun lè tolerate ẹ̀ níbí báyìí náà. Mo kí bàbá wa Adéwùsì. We are 6 minutes out of the program. I'm a play anthem in between that 6 minutes. So let me quickly read the last part. 8 of 48, Lele. If a child wants to confide in you, you should be accessible and receptive. Òyìnbó yẹn pọ̀ jù. And it's time to break it down. Listen carefully and uncritically at the child's pace. Bọ́mọ kékeré bá fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀, farabalẹ̀ kó gbọ́n tó fẹ́ sọ bí wọ́n ti abuse ẹ̀ níta. Take what is said seriously. Mommy, Daddy Jídé, nígbà mo fẹ́ lọ pọn mi lánàá, ṣe lọ́dẹ̀ fọwọ́ kàn mí lọ́yàn. Ẹgbà tó wá fọwọ́ kàn lọ́yàn kan. Látọ̀yàn ọmọ adé sálẹ̀. Wá rape ọmọ yẹn kó tó mọ̀. Wá listen. Reassure children that they have right to tell. Ẹ jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ kékeré bá yín sọ̀rọ̀. Ìtawà fi yàtọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ wa níbí báyìí nìyẹn. Wọ́n bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Kódà tí bá sọ nínú ilé ọmọ mi, Dad, why did you fart? Ìwọ kì í sọ. I'm not joking. Tí bá sọ nínú ilé ọmọ mi á ní, why did this? Ìwọ kì í sọ. Ṣé ìwọ kì í sọ? Ṣé tí wọ́n bá sọ èmi náà máa ń gbọ́rùn? Ṣé tẹ̀yin bá sọ nínú ilé, ṣáwọn ọmọ yín lè sọ pé Daddy kí ló dé tẹ́ ṣe sọ? Àbúrí òpin ni, ọmọ àlè. Ọmọ àlè. Mo ti bèrè lọ́wọ́ ìyá ẹ̀bí ẹ̀mí gan mo bí ọmọ àlè, ọmọ wèrè, ọmọ ní jágbajàgba. Kí ló le tó yẹn? Kí ló le tó yẹn? Kí la gbé kí la jù? Kí la gbé kí la jù? Ẹ̀sọ́ ọmọdé ní Daddy ẹ̀sọ́. Ẹ̀wà tí mo jẹ ló jẹ́ kí n sọ. That's all. Ìwà ń kàtàn ìyá ẹ̀ fún. Torí o mọ̀ pé ìyá ẹ̀ o ti abuse ẹ̀ títí ló fi bí ọmọ yẹn. O wá ń fi ìtàn ránà. O wá ń fi ìtàn fi ránṣẹ́ sọmọ yẹn. Ọmọ yẹn wá òpó ké bí a bó ṣe láti rí náà nìyẹn. Àwọn tó máa gun fọmọ yẹn níta, àwọn yẹn á kí ọmọ yẹn mọ́lẹ̀ lẹ́yìn bus garage. Wá gbà sí fọmọ yẹn. Ọmọ yẹn wá wálé àná òun lóyún. Olóyún kẹ̀ wá wá dé bọ́ta, gbogbo wa di yánkan yánrin, gbogbo wa di mess. A wá lọ sọ́dọ̀ Oríyọmí Hamzat. Mo lóyún fún yẹn. Màmá gbà mí ti bá wọn program Oríyọmí Hamzat. Kí ni gbogbo nonsense náà sọ? Safeguard lẹ́yìn kó ti stop gbogbo nonsense yẹn. Safeguard lẹ́yìn kó ti stop gbogbo rubbish yẹn. Oríyọmí Hamzat wa máa wo gbogbo ìgbà mi àwa gbọ́wọ́ lórí báyìí. Gbogbo orí ẹ̀ ti funfun. Iṣẹ́ tẹ́ kí council ṣe ẹgbẹ́ lórí èèyàn kan lórí. Alhaji Oríyọmí Hamzat, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ takuntakun. Mo ń kí yín. You're working hard. Iṣẹ́ tó ẹ ká designate fún different ọlọ́pàá láti níṣẹ́ tó fẹ́ ṣe. Ọmọ tá bá rí pé ham ti fẹ́ wà níbẹ̀, a máa force kúrò nínú ilé yẹn. Àkọ́kọ́ lọ fún ní protection. Ó gbọ́dọ̀ mọ ibi tó wà. I pity una. Àbíkẹ́ lọ sọ́dọ̀ Kokun Foundation. Ìyá wa pín ìrẹsì, pín magí tó gbà lọ́wọ́ Dangote àtàwọn big boys. Ó kù 3 minutes. Tell the child you must pass this information on. Make sure that the child is okay. Àìmọye ọmọ tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá láàárọ̀ ètò ìwà okay. But tó bá yẹ pé Kóìkì, mo lọ mú àwọn ọmọ tí mo wá fi ń wọ̀nyí lójú screen. Ọmọ yìí o, ẹ gbà wá o. Ẹ máa pump owó lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Àtẹ̀rẹ́ ní fún wa lówó láàárọ̀ yìí. Àti try to láàárọ̀ yìí. Ó ti di lecture méjì. Àdẹ̀tí rẹ̀ ní kankan sọ pé Kóìkì ó dá lecture tààrọ̀ èmi máa sanwó ẹ̀. But tó bá yẹ pé mo lọ kọ́ àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n wọ́ pátá tí mo show lórí social media, ẹ máa pump owó fún mi bí wèrè. Èmi náà dẹ̀ máa jẹ́ nú ẹ̀. Ìyẹn la fẹ́ àbí? Èmi ò fẹ́ yẹn. I want a system that is regulated with policy. The Yoruba government policy. That every province, it will work. Àwa kan àwa máa lọ ṣe nǹkan pè ní investigate. Tá bá ti gbọ́ pé nǹkan kan ṣe àwa lọ síbẹ̀. O lè ní ìyá jágbájá yìí ní council ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àwa fàjáde àgbẹ̀ lọ sí court. Ìyẹn làwa fẹ́ o. Try not to interrupt táwọn ọmọ bá ń sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ kẹ́gbọ́n tó fẹ́ sọ. Ṣé wọ́n rí economy Nàìjíríà? Ẹ farabalẹ̀ wọ́n ti ń gun fọ́mọ yín níta. And you stay calm. I know, man, but ìlú yà máa calm down. Ọmọ kéékèèké máa frustrate. Ọmọ mi òjò ń rọ̀ níta, ó náà fẹ́ ṣeré níta. wọ́n á pé kí ló fi ṣeré ní nítorí tó sọ fún wọn ní skul nìyẹn pé òjò ń rọ̀ ṣeré nulẹ̀ irọ́ ni o ṣeré níta làwọn sọ fáwọn ọmọ wa ẹ̀rọ kan ní òjò ń rọ̀ ṣeré nulẹ̀ máyẹ̀rán káṣọ rẹ kó bàbá irọ́ òwe àṣepá ìlú ìmọ̀ ti mọ̀ pé tójò bá ń rọ̀ wọ́n kọ́ àwọn ọmọ síta bìkọ́ wọ́n fẹ́ kọ́ fìlì òjò yẹn ọmọ mi lánàá ó náà fẹ́ gbin ẹ̀wà wọ́n béèrè pé bó ló fẹ́ gbin sí àníkè tó lè gbin sí kàn kékeré mi sọ̀kalẹ̀ àwa mọ́ àṣìlẹ̀kùn èmi tẹ̀lé pa máa lọ sísàlẹ̀ ilé wa ni níwájú báńkónì mi ó lè lọ fi ẹ̀wà yẹn síbẹ̀ ó wá ń wẹ̀tẹ̀ pẹ̀lú kíní gọ́ọ̀nù omi ẹ̀yẹn ó wá fi chùchù. This is how far we can go. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Olami Koiki. Ilẹ̀ Oòduà kò ní bàjẹ́ fún wa. Láṣẹ ètò orun àrè láwọn tó láyé tó lọ́run bẹ́ẹ̀ fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ̀ kò ní sọ àwa. Thank you so much once again. And as we play the anthem, we will start going, and I'll be back 5 hours, 6 hours. But àníyẹ kó pẹ́ kílẹ̀ tó ṣú ká tó padà wá so that we have ample time. Ráyè ṣe 3 hours lánàá. I ṣe 3 hours when we come back. Topic mo fi sọ̀rọ̀ lórí mo rí lórí Gazette. Wọ́n ní bọ̀bọ̀ tó ṣe cool America ní Niger bí ṣe kà lórí Gazette. Mo fẹ́ sọ nígbà tí mo ń ṣe economy ẹ̀ bọ̀ mo tún fẹ́ mix ẹ̀ mọ́. O mo fẹ́ wá sọ̀rọ̀ lórí. Niger coup plotter General Bamo worked with the U.S. Special Force for many years, according to officials. If there is a desire on the part of the people who are responsible for this to return to constitutional order, we are prepared to help with them. Ẹni tó plot ikú yẹn, wọ́n ló ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú U.S. Force for a number of years. Ẹ̀nà ti General Dombozo core value. A sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹ̀ tó bá dalẹ̀ lágbára Elédùmarè. So ibi tá a máa rí mọ́ nìyẹn. Mo kí gbogbo yín, mo kí ọmọdé, mo kí àgbàlagbà, mo kí gbogbo àwọn Koiki Media team. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ̀ ń support wa. Ẹ má yẹ kó pẹ́. Àwọn ọmọ wa lójoojúmọ́, Mr. Ọ̀gá, data ti tán, Ọ̀gá, data ti tán. You know, the more you support us, the more the team will be also be pleased with you. Yes, the guy was trained in the US. Okay, you're not confirming. I just saw it, so I will be touching on that when we come back later tonight. As I say, Oòduà Agbewa kò ní gbé àwọn ọ̀dàlẹ̀. I love you all. My name is Olami Koiki. And that's how far I can go. Wọ́n mi comfort ológunjà wọ́n mọ̀ pé bí ìtẹ̀ sọ fún ẹ̀yìn àti fowó kọ́fì yín sí ránṣẹ́. Azeez àwọn méjèèjì yẹn ó confirm. Kúnlé Bakers ọlọ́àbá wa pẹ̀lú ẹ̀ gbogbo yín pátápátá. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ fún wa náà tẹ́ ẹ̀ ní ẹ bá fàdúrà ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Torí prayer àwọn kan ni pé irú àwa máa sú wa 3 years. Mo sọ fún yín èmi ò níṣẹ́ kankan. Yorùbá nation ni. Abá ti sùn, abá ti jí Yorùbá nation. Family mi dẹ̀ ti mọ̀ wọ́n ti accept mi bẹ́ẹ̀. So on that note, have a very good afternoon. Bye for now. Your speaker and jáde. Let's bring you back out. Èwo ló ń dún kíkọ kan máa dùn speaker and jáde. Ẹ má dùn mí. I need to take something out. There's something flowing at the back. Yeah, material. Now let's go into it. Mo fi ń kàwé nílé. Orílẹ̀-èdè. Ẹ ṣe mọ́mí mi comfort ológun ìjà. Thank you so much. Kàgbéga. Ìgbàgbọ́. Láti bí ẹrú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́. Thank you so much, everyone. Ká ṣiṣẹ́. Ìṣọ̀kan. Ní ìfẹ́ jẹ́. Tẹ̀síwájú. Fọgbọ́ ire. Àtòhun. Ọmọ Odùduwà. Bọ́ sí ipò. Ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ ọ̀gá adúláwọ̀. Ìyá mi Grace àpàdé ní alẹ́ nígbà táwa bá kọ́kọ́ ti ṣe àdúrà tá a máa ń ṣe. All we can always say is that prayer works, but we must not stop the action of what we are doing. What God cannot do does not exist. Koiki Media bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Inyamaje 8/8/2023. Bye for now. Thank you so much, everyone. Moke